As the church has entered into the season of Lent, we begin this first Sunday going back to the beginning, the creation of Adam and Eve and the fall of humanity. It shows us our own need for redemption in Christ and also explains a little bit about why Jesus does what he does. So with the fall of Adam and Eve, at the heart of the original sin is their distrust of God, thinking that he was withholding something from them, that he really didn't have their best interests in mind. So as they look at the fruit, they recognize that it's a good food. It'd be good to eat, and it was desirable, and they kind of desire it in a twisted way in three ways. They desire it for pleasure, the goodness of it. They desire it. They want to possess it because they think God's holding it back from them. And what is it? It's the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. They want it for wisdom, and it kind of it shows a little bit of pride in that regard. So you've got this desire in pleasure. You got this desire in possession, and you have this desire in wisdom or pride in mind. So. Take that all the way forward. Let's just go straight to the New Testament, and we can summarize so much of this in Christ as the new Adam. So you had the first Adam who fell, and Christ has come into the world, and he's recreating it in a spiritual sense. So Adam is a type of Christ, and Christ is the one. Let me go back. Through Adam, through one man, sin entered the world, and through one man, sin is overcome in Jesus. So, when he enters into the desert, we hear that he's led by the Spirit in some of those accounts of his temptations. And what is he doing? As the enemy tempts him in those three ways, he's tempting him in the same three ways that Adam and Eve were tempted. This desire for food as pleasure, to fill the hole in his stomach. Desire to tempt him to possess, things of the earth, and as well, tempting him with a desire to pride, to be, smarter than the rest, if you will. If you look at those three temptations, that's what the enemy is really tempting Jesus with. So, as he endures them, as he overcomes them, and again, these aren't like Jesus was really doing battle in his heart, like, oh my gosh, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Maybe I should turn the stones into food. No, they're external temptations. But as Jesus overcomes them, there's kind of this undoing, if you will, of the original sin of Adam and Eve. And he who has entered into the world to overcome sin also enters the world to overcome temptation. But as we're united with Christ in our baptismal calling, in our Christian life, he gives us the power to overcome temptations in our own life as well. And so, we spend this season, trying to overcome the mastery of pleasurable things over us, food in a particular way, but, we fast from other things as well. We counteract that desire for possessions by giving alms to the poor, and as well, to counteract the pride, we go to prayer and recognize in humility that God is the one who's created us, God is the one who has the plan, and we need to allow our hearts to be conformed to him. So, as we begin this season, make sure you take up your practices of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, and be with Jesus as he untwists the original sin, the fall of Adam and Eve, and begins to raise you up to new life in Christ.